What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today in this video we're going to talk about 9 stocks in this video. So please hit that thumbs up button. That is greatly appreciated and that really helps out with YouTube algorithm. And if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, 3 days of live trading in my Discord, definitely check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link down below in the description. And if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. And now let's get right into it with Google, which is down 1%, and Google stock might be consolidating right here above 123, holding that as a support. We do have strong support between 122 and 123. The gap down here is still open on Google, 122.75, and below that Google can come down all the way down to 117.74 to retest rising white line 20 SMA and then the gap down here at 113.51. As of right now, this could be a nice consolidation on Google stock before heading higher. So watch 123 support. And if that holds in next few days, we could see Google going all the way up to not only 127 where we got rejected before, possibly up to 130 to even 132. Now 123 and 122, the gap down here, critical support on Google stock. And if that gives up, Google can possibly roll over and come all the way down to 117.74, white line 20 SMA, and then the gap at 113.51. On Amazon stock, it's down 0.89%, and this is a healthy pullback. Nothing wrong with that. And if you look at my screen, support is holding, and Amazon stock, we still have a strong bullish trend on Amazon. All these moving averages right here, 50, 20, 13, and 5, positively sloping to the upside, and this is a full bull trend on Amazon. And look at this dip today, and if you caught this dip, kudos to you. I mean, look at this, guys, 119 right off of this blue line 5 SMA, came down, went back up, and now it's sitting over 120. So Amazon, definitely this is a dip buy. As long as Amazon holds 119 to 120 as a support, 118.82 to be exact. Right now, blue line 5 SMA, but tomorrow this line will move up, possibly up to 119. So 119 to 120, strong support on Amazon, and there is a dip buy if that holds here on the stock. Below that, we also have support at 116, 13 SMA orange line, and then 112.85 before coming all the way down here at 109. Now Amazon can hold 119 to 120 as a support. The next stop on Amazon, I said it before, this thing could be going all the way up to 125.50 to close that gap on top, and then there is more upside on Amazon above 125.50. And now we're going to look at on Meta, it's up 0.84%, and I talked about it last night in my video that watch out, if there is a pullback down to this blue line 5 SMA, that could be a buying opportunity on Meta if that holds as a support. And look at this buying today, guys, 258.45, blue line 5 SMA sitting at 258.24, exactly off of this support. Dip buyers were ready to buy the dip and pushing the price higher, almost up to 265 right now, up 0.84%. And look at this, we opened at 260, this thing came down and rallied back up to 265, and now closing close to 265 at the closing. So Meta, I mean, look at right here, every time this stock came down to this blue line 5 SMA, we got a bounce, and this blue line 5 SMA moving up rapidly, taking Meta even higher, and now 258.24, that is going to be a key level to watch on Meta. Above that, like I said, guys, 290 on Meta, that is still possible above blue line 5 SMA, 258.24. And if that gives up, watch out for 255 and then 248 down to even 243.58, white line 20 SMA. So on Microsoft, it's down 0.85%, and it was up almost like 1 or 1.5%, rallied back up to 336, came down all the way down to 327, and look at this buying again, and I think that happened around 2 p.m. The stock got bought up again at 327, and this thing spiked back up to almost 331, but before closing this thing came down and now sitting at 328.39 at the closing, down for the day 0.85%. Now I showed you guys before that this is not actually a healthy pullback. I mean, yeah, just not even 1%. This thing had a monstrous run to the upside, and now, at least in the short term, I would like to see a pullback down to 315, 316 right here to this gap, and that is not happening on Microsoft at this moment. So tomorrow, guys, as a support on Microsoft, watch 326.45, and this blue line 5 SMA will continue to move even higher. So watch out, possibly up to even 327. Strong support on Microsoft tomorrow, blue line 5 SMA. And if this thing can actually hold that level right here, then we're going to see a push back up to 332 and then 338 to 339, and that's gonna be a big resistance to break on Microsoft. Now below 326, there could be more downside all the way down to 319.21, and then the gap at 316.50, aligned with this white line, 20 SMA on this daily chart. On Tesla, it's up 1.38%, and look at this pullback and this dip buying on Tesla, especially bulls keeping Tesla above 200, and that is looking extremely bullish on Tesla. Now if you look at my screen, I was looking at it today to buy the dip, possibly swing trade at 193. That never happened before coming down to 193. I mean, look at this candle, 195. The dip on Tesla was bought up, and this is a big move from 195, got up to almost 204. That is a $9 move on Tesla in quick time. So Tesla here, guys. Another thing I want to show you guys, that with Meta, Microsoft, AMD, Nvidia, Netflix, this thing also getting a bit overbought. RSI at 72, but Tesla here, we know that Tesla can still run, and that is looking bullish. Tesla holding 200, so the next stop on Tesla 217 to 220, and then I think we're going to see a pullback on Tesla. Now if Tesla actually gives up the support 200 and also breaks 193, blue line 5 SMA, then watch out, guys. We could be coming down all the way down here at 183 to even 177 to 178 right here, white line 20 SMA. But as of right now, I'm not expecting a massive dump off on Tesla. Possibly we could see another dip down to 193 tomorrow. If you get lucky and there is a dip down here at 193, Tesla is a dip buy going to tomorrow. Now Tesla stays above 200, I'm not touching it. I got shares, I got those calls, 2024 expiration in Tesla running, so those are up big right now. I'm not doing anything above 200. Tesla wants to hold 200 and run higher. I'll just let it run all the way up to 200, and that is possible on Tesla. RSI is getting a bit frothy, but it's not extremely overbought right now. It's getting up there, so I think 220 on Tesla, that is possible, but it needs to hold 200 as a support, and below that watch out for blue line 5 SMA 193. On Apple stock, absolutely flat day, and this was a trade I took live trading in my Discord, 175 puts, right around 179. Now I sold half of my position for profit, and then this thing actually got back up to 179 plus. I added more puts, but look at this, guys. End of the day, got rejected, and now it's sitting at 177. I'm already green on my position again for the second time, and looks like it's going to come down here at 175.77 to close this gap down here, and that is why I got those puts on Apple. Now to the upside, 180, that is going to be a big resistance on Apple stock, and above that a new all-time high possible on Apple. So watch out for the support 176 and then the gap at 175.77, and below that Apple can come all the way down to not only here at 173.86, also down to 172.98, white line 20 SMA, and then 170, and then the gap down here at 167. On Nvidia stock, finally down 5.68%, $23 on the day. And if you guys watched that video I made, not the one I made yesterday, but the one I made last week on Friday, that Nvidia, AMD, Microsoft, Meta, all these stocks are extremely overbought. And we're going to see a dump off. And look at this, guys. $40 gone, wiped off from Nvidia within 24 hours, from 420 almost down to 378. So on Nvidia, this pullback was due, and I think there is more downside, possibly down to even 345, but it's going to take some time. Now Nvidia, if you look at my screen, blue line 5 SMA is still rising, sitting close to 371. So there is going to be a strong support to watch on Nvidia, and if that gives up, down here at 345. To the upside, Nvidia stock still getting a lot of volume, and a lot of retails are still buying calls at this level. So volume is key on any stocks, and Nvidia is a well-known retail trading stock. This thing can hold 371. We could see a push back up to 395 to 400 again. Would I be going long here on Nvidia, swinging calls? No, I don't think that is a good idea. If you're swinging calls on Nvidia at this level, yes, you may get lucky and make some money, but I would say, this thing needs to come down to 345 to that, previous all-time high, and that would be a strong support on Nvidia. As of right now, you can scalp calls, puts on Nvidia, but holding anything overnight, even puts, are not safe at this level unless you got it yesterday, just like I did. And now we're going to look at AMD. So a huge dump off on AMD, also down 5.64%. And that was coming, guys. I said it last week on Friday in my video, and I showed you guys this thing was extremely overbought on the weekly time frame. And now, in my video last night, I said 118, watch out for the support. And now it's holding into closing. So 118 gives up, a quick trip down here to close this gap at 109. That is possible on AMD. To the upside, 118 can hold as a support, then watch out for the resistance at 120, blue line 5 SMA, and then 125, 128, where this upper Bollinger Band is sitting. And now we're going to look at Netflix. On Netflix, it's up 0.57%, and I was actually looking at it today on this dip 388. I thought the stock would come down to 383.76. I can buy that dip, 395 calls, but that never happened on Netflix today, so I never got in, and now it's trading at 395. So Netflix, also another stock, getting overbought, RSI at 72.47, and I think we could see a decent pullback on Netflix. Yes, this one can run a bit higher, possibly up to 400 again, who knows, 405 to 410, but I think in the short term, we could see a pullback on Netflix to at least close this gap down here at 383.76, and below that we also have support at 378, and then all the way down here at 361.24, orange line 13 SMA. Now above this gap 383.76, definitely 400 possible, and then 405 to even 410 on Netflix. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching.